So, last week I was pretty taken by a formation because I'm going in formation in September, and so I got to pass by system like step 1, step 3, step 4. So I couldn't really work on the project, the video game this week, but I still worked a little, and so I will show you where I am. I started making multiple building to add to the gameplay so you can move around on the building. And I'm gonna show you, and the next thing that I try to learn is texturing. Texturing is when you take your object and you start to add the colors, the dirt, the scratch, and everything like that. It's pretty interesting, but it's completely different than modeling. So when you learn something about modeling, it doesn't really work for texturing. So I'm starting from zero every day, and that's terrible and good at the same time. So I'm gonna take the texture off. So that's the building that I built. So they are made to be able to plug on building. I'm gonna show you that later. And I made a pathway also and a platform. So I'm gonna show you the first one that I did. I didn't remake the texture yet, but I think that maybe in the future I will do so. So the first one, as you can see, there is a lot of detail. I wanted to have this post-apocalyptic look of something which was very destroyed and attacked by time. So, but you can see that there is still pixelization, and I think that this is because my faces, as you can see, they are big chunk. That's a huge chunk, and the problem is that when you try to paint on that, it takes a lot of space. It takes a lot of space on my UV map. My UV map is all man, I don't want to show you this one. That's the last one I did. As you can see, it takes a lot of space inside the UV map. If I take this one and I go like this, those faces, and this is a problem actually. Well, for now I'm aiming for good enough, not perfect. Maybe I should break them down so they can go inside of each other, and so they can take more of the space and leave less empty space, because when you have more empty space, your texture are pretty stretch, and so it gives you pixelization. Also, I'm making one block, and that's another good strategy. That's not the best strategy, but that's effective as a strategy. So I made a choice right there. I made one texture for one building. So until I know how to improve on it, I will keep that. So it's pretty simple. You can see there is a texturing like heavy metal, something like that, right there. This is mostly the same thing with some artifact right there, which give more personality and different color in the mouse and the damage. But that's pretty simple. That's the first one that I did. The next one was this one. So right there, I started to play with the color. I got another artifact right there, but that's modifiable because I kept the file on my computer, so I can modify them in the future. Right there, I played with the ambient occlusion, which give me the chance to make some places darker when there is like low light, which can't go in or stuff like that. So I started to play with the color, and but that's mostly the same thing. That's the two first one that I did. Then we jump on this one. I started to add some color to make it more I wanted to have the stuff. I wanted to so my map was more diversified. I wanted to have multiple stuff, even if there is a theme which is a post-apocalyptic with moss, scratch, and dirt. I wanted to have more diversity in my map, and so I started to add some colors. As you can see right there, there is a red color, and then I played with that. I put a yellow ears line, and then I erased them, or I had some dirt on them then to make it more interesting. But yet inside is still the same thing. There is not a lot of variability and different design inside of them. That's pretty the same thing overall. But that's a good step in the good direction. Next one, and that's on a period of 2 days. That's since 2 days. Oh no, that's since 3-4 days, and I'm working on texturing. So my skill are improving, but at the same time, this is very fast, and then you start to have kind of a plateau and small growth. So I played with the texture. I played with the detail and the rust, the dust. I started to play with the parameter, which give me the chance to modify how much dust I want and stuff like that. I added some alpha. Alpha are just like picture that you can plaque on it, press on your object. I added some grill like there. I don't even call them, like ventilation right there. Some other stuff like that. I started to add detail, but right there also I added detail, but that didn't work. I was like, that's too bad, because I wanted to have some more alphas, which are like stuff inside of the thing without making the typolization. I don't know how you say that, but the form. I didn't want to have to make like, you know, the line and everything, but add detail. I was like, damn, I don't know how to do that, but I know now how to make, how to plug alpha right there. You can see also that there's alpha right here and right here. But they don't have a life. They don't have a life because they are just plugged on it and they don't work. That's another one that I did. It's okay. As I told you, I aim right now for good enough. I played with more dust and I changed the basic material to make again more variation. And I thought about this because it's one platform which give me the chance to make a transition between two buildings if I want to jump on them and move around. So which are the next? That's just a test to show you when UV is not made for the building. You can see that give you that when it doesn't work. And I think, yeah, when after that we just have the platform again. I try to play with the color to have something different. I made a choice right there. This is a 1K texture, like 1024 texture pixel, you know, the size of the texture. I was like, yeah, that's pretty small. I think that I will sacrifice some of the quality right here to be able to gain in performance. As you can see, it's pretty pixelated, but I was like, yeah, that's good enough for what I would like to do. Again, it's always a question of choice, and if I want to change something, I will be able to change it in the future. Then we have platform and stuff like that. Those are pretty good in terms of texture, because when you play, you don't go like that on the texture. You go mostly like this, and that's pretty good. That's good enough. You know, there is a reflection and stuff like that. We are in preview mode, which means I don't have the light and stuff like that, but it's working for me. It's working. I didn't want to have something perfect, and right now I have something working, and that's the best. And that's the last one that I just did. Like right now, I just did it. So it's one of the old buildings that I started to make, but I retaked it on Substance and I remade it. As you can see right there, we have some detail on the top, we have some detail inside, we have some stuff like that. Stuff like that. I will give you the name. Yeah, we have the alphas and the normal that I wanted to do. This is pretty blurry inside of the software because I'm using a lower resolution to be able to work because it's faster for my computer. So once you put that inside of Blender, it gives you this. I don't remember. I think that we are in a good quality because that's one of the theme of the video. I have to make a choice between which quality I want. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna present you the object, and then that's a skill that I got right now. So as you can see, the thing that we had on the blue stuff right there, you couldn't see any detail. You have some form plug inside of it, but it didn't give you any detail. I'm just gonna check the video. Yeah, the video is still working. Yeah, good. You couldn't see any detail, and I was like, man, that sucks. I can't have, like, you know, something more powerful. And also I was like, yeah, maybe for old building, even if that's 1 century, maybe that's too much damage and too much dirt and filth. I was like, yeah, it's kind of nuclear bomb, like, you know, there is a fire which burn everything. And I was like, yeah, that's not good enough. So I started to not clean, but make it cleaner and make it more interesting if I want. So the first thing that I learned is how to make the form with some rust. It's not perfect, it's not even good, but it's working, and that's the first thing that I want. I don't want to be perfect. I just want to have the thing kind of working. As you can see, it's kind of working right there. Maybe I should have put different material on the, like, you know, below where that's so the green parts right there wouldn't show so much. But again, I'm improving, and that's what's important. Those are pretty good. As you can see, if you jump, and again, you won't go like that on the texture usually, but they are working. You have some kind of ventilation, or ventilation, I don't know say it, on the top. And even if you're on the faraway building, it still look pretty good. It still look pretty good. And the most important thing, as I told you, is that I learned how to make the stuff more exposed, show themselves with the rust and everything like that. And with some light, if I put some light, I'm gonna go like this. It give a pretty creepy look, if you ask me, but it's working. And inside, I put more detail. Again, I don't have to make the form. This is the first one. The next step, I think, will be to make a specific material for those normal, for those forms. So behind them, you have something black, you have something blue, but you have something which give their difference from the environment, from the wall, because they are the same texture from the wall, and it doesn't really work. But it's the beginning. I won't burn myself for that. So it's looking pretty good. One of the things also that I did is I started removing some of the dirt, because I was like, the first one that I did was too much chaos, too much destruction. This one is cleaner, but still destroyed, and still took a lot of time, in their face. It's pretty old building. Even if you look below, there's a lot less detail, and right there's just too much. That's just too much. But I'm pretty happy about those, and I will have to work on them. The next thing that I'm gonna show you is one of the dilemma that I have about the texture and the choice that I may do. I'm not sure about what I will do in terms of texture, and then I will show you how I put them in the city. So if I go on my stuff to check the material, where is it? I think it's right there. Okay. So now if I plug stuff, I'm gonna show you on this because there is a lot of pixel and give you a good idea. I have one of the texture. Wait, no, that's not what I want. I have one of the texture which is a certain resolution with a certain amount of detail, because you can compress your video and you can compress your picture in your video. That's actually what Facebook and Instagram do, so they can store a lot more picture without having them in high quality all the time. So I decided to compress some of my texture, but there is not so much information about that online when related to video game, but I still decided to try. So this is one. As you can see, there is a lot of pixel, but it's still working. The other one is like that. This is very blurry. It doesn't work as much. I'm gonna tell you why I might go with this. If I go like that, you can see this is very crisp. This is very beautiful. It's kind of working, even if that's still pixelated. The other one is very blurry. So if I take this one, so it's right there. If I go and export, this one, it is the good quality one. It's like 30. As you can see, the side right there, it's 30. It's very high. For a texture, it's very, very high. And if I have like 20 or 30 or 500 building like that, it will just not cut it. So, but the other one, the blurry one, is a new document. Where is it? Right there. It's like that. Okay. It's like, I'm gonna show you right there. It's like this. So I think it's like 20 or 22 times less than the other one. Just 20. We're just gonna go with 20. It's 20 times less the size than the other one, and that's crazy. That's crazy. And I think that, of course, you play on the resolution, but also on the compression. So the resolution of this one is 4K, as you can see right there. And I think that the other one is like 8K, because I was like, yeah, if that's a building, maybe I can offer 8K. Yeah, that's 8K. But also we played on the profondeur, la couleur, everything like that. So I started using this software. And so if I want, I can take a texture and try to remove 85%. 85%. That's crazy. That's very big. That's very big. And still kind of get something working. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I wanted to try this. If I go like that and I go 80%, define the quality. And then I have to see that the JPEG work in Unreal or not. Maybe they don't. We'll see later. So we go like this. I'm just gonna check in direct, in live, just to see if that's kind of working. Okay, how do you define it? Apply. Okay, I'm gonna try. Yeah. You know what? We're gonna try 90. I just want to check if that's kind of working or not. Okay, treatment, good. As you can see, with the texture, 20 times less in terms of sizes, and even Unreal have their own compression then which will be applied. It's so much easier to move around and to play with those textures. It's 20 times less, and so I'm like, yeah, it's kind of working. Even if that's not blurry, maybe I can do something. Maybe I can find a software to be able to unpixel them. I know that Photoshop do that, but it's a pain in the ass. I got to find something very fast. That's why I like this one, because it's just, yeah, you put your picture, you can take them out, and that's good. So we're just gonna try with a new format that I just made. I think, where did they put them? Should have checked that. Should have checked that. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm gonna have to do this again. Yeah, you know what? I will play. I would check on my time. But the idea is right there. It's man, it's 20 times. So I'm like, should I take those or should I stay high quality for something that people will not see usually? Or maybe I can just go half, because the texture that I take like is right 1 MO and 50. If I go for 3 MOs or MO or maybe 4 MO, I will have something kind of decent but take a lot less space than the 8K texture. So that's the dilemma that I have. I will have to decide about what I want, but basically that's why I am right there. This is very crisp, this is very beautiful, but if it doesn't work in terms of performance and it kill every computer that it come across, it will not work. But I'm pretty happy about what I'm learning about texturing, because modeling in terms of basic and in terms of beginner is good for me. I can do multiple stuff. Texturing is definitely the second part, when you can really make the thing come alive. So now, in terms of environment, yeah, we have the city right there. You have multiple building. You can go right there. Good. Okay. You can go through there. You can come from there. You can move around. You can jump on those buildings. You can jump up top. You can move around like that. You can move up there. You can go down. You can come from this space. Maybe I'm gonna go like that so you can see. You can go from this space, then you can go through if you want. You can go down. You can go on this platform. Really, what I wanted, you can go back and go on this platform again. I wanted to have something where you can move really around and have a lot of movement and freedom about like how you want to experiment, how you want to move around, and when you pursued, when you have an enemy chasing you, where you will go and what's the best course of action that you could define with the environment that you have. One of the things that I really like is that you can go right there, and then you have the add panel right there, which you can go like, you know, around like that and go on another sector if you want, right there. And you can jump down. You can go through the building right here and go down again. That's a lot of movement. I really want to have a lot of movement inside of my map right here. That's another example. You go through that. You can go through the window to the other platform right here. And then you can go through that and go right here, and then you could go down, and maybe there will be something else there. You have like intermediate, I don't know if you can say that, but in between platform right here, which you can go through that. You can go around. You come from there, go around, you go right here, you jump on there, and then you jump right there. Maybe there will be something different again. But yeah, I want to have something where you have a lot of movement, and I'm pretty happy about what I'm doing right now. It's taking me a lot of time. We won't lie about that. I was pretty confident about the time that will take me, but it's coming to life. I'm learning a lot of stuff, and so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, my creation I put right there. There's a lot of element, and I'm very happy about what I'm doing. That's pretty the main thing. Now the next question will be, which texture... Sorry about that, I got that. Which texture should I take? And I'm not sure, man. I'm gonna try to have something compressed, which takes not a lot of space, but still is pretty good. I don't have a lot of information about that, but the more I will be able to develop that. Look at that. That's very pixelated. I think that's 2K texture and it's taking me 5 ammo. I can have something like that's 30. That's 30 ammo. That's not the same thing. But I can have something pretty decent for 1.5 ammo, which is like half of the one which are very pixelated. And it's still working. If you're like standing on the building, it's still working. And if you go close like that, let's imagine your camera will be right here. With the light and stuff like that, it will still be working. There's no light right there, but it's still working. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about where I am. That's pretty much the, how you could say that, the bilan. You say everything which happened. And that's an archive also for me to show where I was, what I tried to do and stuff like that. And my journey through video game industry and shit like that. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's not easy at all. Like, I won't lie about that. I won't say that I'm the best and everything is easy for me. No, it's very hard and often you just don't know to just trying stuff and you hope that it does work. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I will keep posting about this stuff and yeah. Maybe I will be able to publish a game this year. I don't know. I hope so. So it was Loic. I wish you the best and I will see you next time.